All right, welcome back to another video. Um, so before we get into the main the meat and potatoes, just quick about my day, I guess. I just had work. That was it. Um, and it was very long, and it wasn't hard. It was just annoying. It was an annoying day. So, um, yeah, I'm very happy to be home, be off, and yeah, very happy about that. Just because it's like, it was such a drag. Um, but I thought that we would, based on some requests from the comments, I got one comment which is kind of cool, um, asking if I had any trade, um, and I was like, what does that mean? And I was like, oh wait, trade paperbacks, right? When it comes to like comics and stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, of course I have those, right? Um, not a lot, granted, but I do have a good stack. Um, so I thought I would show them off. Again, this isn't like a comic book channel or anything. Uh, it's just basically stuff that I like, that I will talk about. Comic books obviously is a big thing, so maybe it's a comic channel. I don't know. But yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there because there'll be days where I talk about wrestling or just not even comic related, just what's going on, with me. But yeah, comics will come up pretty often since it is a big part. But let's get into it. So we have right off the bat um, three things. They're from the same series. We got Spawn Origins Collection. We got Volume 1, 2, and 3. I'm a big Spawn guy. Spawn is so cool. I got these 1 and 2 Origins collections for Christmas one year, and the art is just so sick. Whoa, that was my bookmark. Um, and obviously, I don't know where it went. Cool, it's on the floor somewhere. Um, but in terms of like just coolness of characters and just art, Spawn is definitely like super cool. So I was like, I want to read Spawn, so I got these Origins collections for Christmas, and then I bought the third one just randomly while I was out. And granted, I am not like far at all, like I said, like first four volumes still, but yeah, but pretty neat to have. And then up next we have Saga. We have volume one. Shoot, this is hard because there's a lot. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I initially bought Saga Volume 1 because I heard it was super good, and I read it, and even the comic book guy was like, this is the best comic to come out past decade. And I was like, all right. So I bought it, and I read it, and I was like, okay, it's all right. And then I bought the second one. I was like, all right, okay. And then for a while, I just didn't buy any more. And then I decided to buy Volume 3, and then I read it, and I was like, wait, yo, they're cooking so hard right now. And I just had to go out and buy 4 and 5. And yeah, I gotta buy more, obviously, but I think I'm on like issue 54 or something like that. Super good. If you guys haven't read Saga, I highly recommend it. It is so good. Up next, we have one of my favorite comics. They came out with volumes 2 and 3 of this, but I only have volume 1 right now. But it is Local Man. I love Local Man. I was just perusing the shelves one day, and I saw Local Man that they had, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, they have issue 1, and they were on issue 6 at this point. So I was like, okay, let's check it out. I bought the first issue, and I was like, yo, they're cooking. and I had to read the rest online because they didn't have issue 2 and 3 or whatever. So I eventually I have all of them, all these singular issues, and I love Local Man. Such a shame going on hiatus right now, but I will be patiently waiting for it to come back. But until then, I have these, or I have this, I guess. I have to reread it because it's really good. But volume 3 just came out, so I have to get that. But obviously, I have to get volume 2 as well. Up next, we have this. We have the first Hack Slash omnibus. I've always heard about Hack Slash and how it's like a horror type read, and I was like, okay, I'll get it. Because I believe Hack Slash is written by Tim Seeley. Yep, Tim Seeley, and I really liked his work on Grayson as well as Local Man. So got to check out the other series, right? And I didn't realize it, but the first omnibus of Hack Slash is just full of like these individual kind of one-shot stories. It's not from the beginning of the series. That's in the second omnibus. So I have to get the second one because just reading these stories is cool, I guess, but I don't know these characters or the origins or whatever, right? So definitely have to get a second one. But yeah, and up next we have Watchmen. It's a cool international like holographic thing. I bought this a while ago at Half Price Books, and I only recently, maybe like a couple months ago, actually read it and finished it, and it's really good. I think after that I watched the movie too, the Zack Snyder movie, and I also enjoyed that. It wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be. But no, this is super cool. I don't like how it feels because it's holographic, right? And it's like the whole the whole book or whatever. But no, Watchmen, very classic. It's always in like top 10 lists, top 5 lists of like greatest graphic novels or comics of all time. So I really just had to get it. Oh, my nose is itchy. Up next, we have another recent kind of pickup. This is obviously like, it's Superman, by the way. There's like a couple of Superman stories that people really talk about. One is obviously Injustice. Like, I think a lot of people are like, Injustice, like, that ruined Superman's image, but it's like, no. Maybe for casuals, right? And then you have All-Star Superman, I believe, is the other one that people are like, yeah. But the other kind of, I guess, Superman story that people really talk about is the death of Superman. I saw this at my local comic shop. It's pretty old. Pages are like yellowing, but yeah, I got it and I read it and I was like, that was kind of cool. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting because for most of it, Doomsday, I think, right? He is just plowing through these other heroes, and it's just like, okay, well, when is he gonna fight Superman, right? And it's like, and then he kind of does, but like Superman dies, but it's not very clear that Doomsday dies. I don't know. I do think it is definitely like a very iconic thing that you should read. Yeah, I found for like most of it, I was just like, I want to see Superman and Doomsday throw hands, and instead we got Doomsday and these other heroes kind of throwing hands and getting destroyed. But no, very happy to have it. Up next, we got the Goatwing. We got Nightwing Leaping into the Night. This is like a collection of, I don't even know, up until issue 83, I think. And this right here, this like series, basically all of the comics in this issue are the reason why I got into comics, because I had the DC app on my phone and I was reading stuff, and I read like some Batman stuff, like the Long Halloween. I even started the Dark Knight Returns, and I saw that Nightwing, like this cover specifically, it was like Eisner Award winning, and I was like, okay, award winning, let's check it out. So I started reading it, and I was like, yo, they're cooking. This is so good. So yeah, I credit this Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo. I don't know. Nightwing run with the reason why I'm a big comic book fan. I finally own issue 78. I got it maybe like a year ago. Very happy to have it. I'm only missing 6 issues of the Tom Taylor run because I kind of got into the series around issue 92 or maybe 93. So, yeah. And then obviously I have volume 2, which I believe is 87 onward or something like that. I just love this whole run. It kind of finished in an unfortunate way, which is, it's whatever. But yeah, we'll see how this current Nightwing run goes. I'm still trying to get used to the art of that because I love the way Bruno Redondo does the art for this series. Up next, we got a classic. Like, dude, everyone knows this story. Batman Year One, Frank Miller. It is specifically the version that also comes with the Blu-ray and DVD of it, which is pretty cool. But no, this is like really good. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Specifically, when he like Batman infiltrates like the I guess the meeting of rich people or whatever, and he's like, "You've all been eating well," it's just so cool. And I know part of the Batman was based off of this, and I really love that movie. So yeah. Up next we have Batman Noir: The Killing Joke. I got this as a Christmas. Killing Joke, kind of messed up, but it's like super iconic, like there's a lot of stuff that comes out of this. Like, for instance, the reason why Barbara is always in a wheelchair is literally because of this story. It's just really good. Alan Moore, Watchmen, obviously. I kind of wish I had the color version, but this is fine too. I think this is cool. It does have some cool like art, like covers, I guess, in here is what they say. But no, this is like a super influential story. Just very cool to kind of have, especially in black and white. But yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah. And up next we have we're getting into Marvel territory. We had Image, DC, and now Marvel. I don't really have that much Marvel stuff because I'm not a big Marvel guy, as you could tell. I would say if I had to rank the 3 companies, I'd go Image, DC, Marvel. But we do have this. This was a gift. This is Chris Claremont, Frank Miller's Wolverine. Kind of cool. You see, there he is. Yeah, this is cool. I got this as a gift. It was my stepdad's, and he just kind of gave it to me. I haven't read it, but the art is really cool. One day I will, for sure. And then we have, this is like the last kind of trade I have. Like I said, I don't really get trades that much. Paperbacks. I don't know. I don't really get them that much because I like look at the back and I'm like, ooh, $16, $20. I could buy like 5-6 comics for that, So, but I got this because I recently had played. I got this Spider-Man Velocity. I recently had played the Spider-Man video game on PlayStation, and I was like, they have like a whole separate comic thing based on this Spider-Man, right? So yeah, I got this. This was all right. It kind of shows just the potential of the Velocity suit that is in the game. But yeah, then that is all of my trade back paperbacks. I don't know the thing. I do have like some other things over there, but they're more of like, they're not really like collections like these or whatever. It's more of like these single issues. Like I have like part 1 of Two-Face Year 1 or whatever, but yeah. But yeah, so that was all my things. So thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys later.